Hey folks, welcome to the Wealth Transfer with TC. Today I want to give you guys a channel update. There's some things that I need to go over concerning what we do here on this channel. I need to talk about my ban policy, also why comments are disappearing, and also some other things that actually need to be dealt with before we move forward. Now, before we get started, folks, I want to thank you guys for your support, especially for those of you who support me on the Patreon. And also for those of you who do send blessings, through like Cash App and PayPal, where you guys send me cryptocurrency, you guys have been a real blessing. And I wouldn't be able to do this without you. And just to kind of show you what YouTube is really like, and if you just look over the last 6 months, despite all the videos that I've worked on and put out there, you can see that YouTube really doesn't pay as much unless you have viral videos. And so what I do here, folks, is I try to put all the pieces together and put the information out there, and it's not easy. I'm actually doing this by myself. So between, making the videos and editing them, responding to people, working with people one-on-one, the Telegram, the Discord, I have to work on that all by myself. I would like to have moderators and stuff like that, but I've heard horror stories where people get their Telegram deleted or the Discord completely deleted because you have a disagreement with one of your moderators. So I have to do everything myself. So without your support, I wouldn't be able to do what I do, and I really appreciate it. And looking at, all this, my dinar videos actually make more money than any other videos. I swear, people, if I was to make dinar videos every other day, I could make a lot of money every month. But I don't do that because I already know when the dinar is going to revalue. We've already been giving the signs when it's going to happen. And if you've been watching this channel and keeping up, then you know when that is going to be. So there's no point in me talking about it. I take what I do very seriously. I try to put all this, connect all the dots, listen to many videos, listen to videos that you guys send me, take out the pieces, put them together. Some of these videos that I make, and I try to make them short as possible. But sometimes, I got to make them the way that I make them because you got to be able to get the whole thing. A 30-minute video might actually take me all day to make, edit, put it all together, and put it out and put it on YouTube. And one of the things that people need to understand is when I make these videos, and God is giving instructions in some of these videos, like sell limit orders, sell it at this price, set your buy limit orders at this price, or we need to do this with the XRP when Bitcoin reaches this point, is because we're all going to be, at least to the best of our ability, in unison all together at once. And I think that's what's going to make the wealth transfer even more powerful concerning the cryptocurrency part of things. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And if it was that easy, a lot more people would be doing that. And when people do try to do it, they see how hard it is, right? They try to do it unless you have the knowledge and not just post the video, right? Because I can sit here and repost videos all day long, right? This is for all people who will listen to the voice of God and who will go forth and do what they're supposed to do with the finances they receive with the wealth transfer for the building of the kingdom of God. All right, folks, so now I want to get into another part. Now, there's going to be two versions of this video, and the Patreon one is going to be different from the public one. If you're on the Patreon, you're going to hear some things that are going to be taken out for the public version. And that's just because there's a lot of people that don't like what I do. There's a lot of people praying against what I do. There's a lot of people who harass me all the time, and I'll get into that a little bit later. All right, so the first thing I want to go over is what this channel is focused on. Many of you know that this channel has changed over time. I've been doing this for 5 years. I've been talking about the wealth transfer and different aspects of it for as long as I've been making videos. Right? Mostly it was focused on the global currency reset and the dinar and other currencies and so forth. And so over the last year and a half, this channel has changed as God has shared with me and many other people that are involved in the wealth transfer, other types of wealth transfers like in the cryptocurrency markets. Now, I've talked about XRP before in the past before I really got into crypto, but that has really taken off. And so this focus on this channel is trying to provide the best prophetic voices that are out there concerning the wealth transfer. And one of the things is that prophets are not always going to get it right. Dreamers are for sure not always going to get it right because we're not perfect as human beings. And so there is some leeway that I do give, but when there does come a point in time where I don't listen to anybody if they're continually wrong, especially if they're giving dates and time frames and they're not coming to pass. I don't even consider their videos anymore. I don't consider their prophecies. If they gave a date and that did not come to pass the first time, okay, maybe you made a mistake. You're immature, obviously. But the second time, and you give a date and you say the Lord said, I'm done, right? And the other thing is too, is I don't always agree with every single person I put on here, their teachings, right? So somebody might have prophecies concerning the wealth transfer, but maybe I don't necessarily agree with their teachings, right? But I'm not going to sit here and say that God can't use these people for the wealth transfer, because you know what? These prophets are listening and they're waiting for God to show them something, while you have all these other prophets that people put on a pedestal, that if we did not have these other prophets giving us the details of the wealth transfer, you guys would be lost. You guys would be buying a whole bunch of gold and silver and waiting for that gold and silver squeeze. You'd be waiting on the dinar. You wouldn't have any of these things dealing with the wealth transfer as far as cryptocurrency, because I'm going to tell you something. I think I counted there are 78 prophetic coins, and most of them are from people that most of you guys probably would not agree with, but their prophecies have been way more accurate than other people. Okay, so I've tried to put the most accurate people in confirmation prophecies and so forth. And guess what? All these people out here that are just maybe have one or two dreams on their YouTube channel or whatever, or maybe it's posted on Reddit or whatever, they're confirming these other people. I talk about Shiba Inu. Right? Who were the first two people to put out the prophecies concerning that? Two people that you wouldn't think, right? But if you're investing in any of their coins that they have talked about, but then yet you're criticizing them for their teachings, then you're a hypocrite for investing. And I've shared with people that if you don't believe in some of these people who first gave the prophetic words about some of these cryptocurrencies, you need to sell everything except for XRP. Now, the other thing I do want to discuss is that something that has to be dealt with. Okay, I'm not sitting here calling out every single prophet. Okay, I know there's some confusion on that, and I've called out one person because they were calling out other people, right, saying that their prophecies weren't coming to pass, right? So I called out that prophet for his prophecies not coming to pass, right? So I've done that, and I will continue to do it if I have to do it. But me talking about Troy Black or Hank Kuhneman or anybody else, and I've said, you know what, I don't show these people anymore because they had prophecies that weren't coming to pass. And we documented it and we followed it and they did not come to pass. And so me saying that is not calling out Hank Kuhneman, is not calling out Troy Black. All right? I simply said I don't show them anymore because their prophecies were not coming to pass. They were giving dates and time frames. Right? And the thing about it is I do my research. I can defend what I say on this channel. If I tell you that somebody's giving a lot of false prophecies, I can take you right to the videos. False prophecy after false prophecy. I can do that. So especially if I feature somebody and they give a date or time frame, there's a reason why I do that. I remember when I had my dinar dreams and visions, right? It went from $1 to $3 to $5 to $3. And in one of those visions, the date of their RV was right there, but I was so focused on the price that I didn't look at the date. Right? So that was my mistake because I was more concerned about the price than when it was going to happen. Now, if he had given me a date, now that I see what's going on, I probably would never ever share it. I would probably say, hey, time is running out when it gets closer to that date. If God ever gave me the date of the dinar revaluation, I wouldn't share it on YouTube. And maybe I might share it with a couple confidants so they understand, maybe an email so it's documented, but I wouldn't do it as far as sharing it to the world. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is my ban policy, because it seems like every other day I'm banning people because they come on my channel, they make disparaging comments, they want to talk about everybody that I've shared, and most people don't see that. For all the prophets and dreamers that I've shared on here, folks, probably almost everybody's been talked about or been called names and everything else. And so when that gets to that point, I do ban those people, right? And there are people that hate what I do, and they make it very clear, and they try to comment all over on my page and stuff like that, and I have to do it. But sometimes I get some ridiculous things, like, okay, just for example, this is a comment here that was on my channel, and these are two people that I banned. And because, first of all, they never responded, right? They made their comment, and I asked them to explain, and they didn't say anything. So here Kathy says, so I'm unsubscribing to your channel because you are saying unfounded things about number 45, bye-bye, right? That was a video I made about whatever, and I was just saying how, DJT didn't do anything about the stock market corruption because we're still experiencing it right now, and he had 4 years to do something about it. And I said, and he didn't do anything. So this is what I said. I said, what things? They are true. He didn't do anything concerning the stock market corruption. Nothing. He allowed the SEC guy to file a lawsuit versus XRP. Sorry, you hate truth. That is the truth. DJT's SEC guy that he put in place filed a lawsuit against XRP. DJT said he didn't like cryptocurrency. He also didn't do anything about the illegal and naked shorting and all the stock market corruption. He didn't even touch on it. Okay, so that is a true fact. Nobody can deny that. Right? I also said stop worshiping Trump, because when you say something like this, unfounded things, right, and then you say about a particular person, that is worship. You worship DJT, and there's actually a lot of worship that I see all the time, DJT, because there's a lot of worship in that. If you can't criticize somebody based on facts and you react like that, there's something wrong with you. Yeah, at some point, whether it's now or later on or next election, if he gets in, he gets in, just as long as he does what he's supposed to do, like drain the swamp. Then I had another guy come on, U.S. Patriot, and he said, why don't you stop worshiping Kamala Harris? Right? Then he also said he agreed with Kathy. So he basically shared the same fate with Kathy. I said, what are you talking about? Right? Neither one of them ever responded. So I did end up banning both of them. And so he made this comment about me worshiping Kamala Harris. And I came out with a theory well over a year ago. And this dealt with Kamala Harris. This was a prophecy from Charlie Shamp. All right? Kamala Harris, A Star Will Rise. And this dealt with Esther, Kim Clement and Esther, because Kim Clement said Esther would be hated and then loved. And that was, back in 2014 or 15. And then Prophet Charlie had this Kamala Harris prophecy. This prophecy came with conditions. And I just explained to people that she actually had a choice. And in this prophecy, God said that if she chooses, I will lead her down this difficult path to seal the legacy of her father and mother. Right? So she has a choice, right? And maybe she's already made that choice. Maybe she's stuck with that side. But this was the thing that I connected with that. Where she was once hated by some, she will be seen as a trusted ally and praised as she brings justice to the poor of this country. And I said, we need to pray for her. Because if God is saying through the prophets that she has a choice to make, then we need to pray for her, that she makes the right choice. And it clearly says where she was once hated by some, she will be seen as a trusted ally. Well, that's what Kim Clement said, that she will be hated and then she'll be loved. God said he has a destiny for her life. Okay, Kamala Harris, pray for her. See, if you can't do that, you are politically motivated and you are not spiritually motivated and you care nothing about the soul of this person, because do you understand that if she was to turn her life completely to Christ, how that could change so much? Yes, I know she has a lot of faults, but so do you. And we're supposed to be praying for our leaders, praying that they're making the right decisions. So this was a theory, right? And some of you guys, and I can't remember how many patrons I lost when I came out with that video just for connecting some dots. You guys hated that fact because you hated her. Some of you guys have really hate in your heart. So when it comes to banning people, if somebody challenges me and I respond to them and they say, well, why do you do this? Why do you show this person this and that? They're this and that. And I respond to you, but you never respond back, right? Because there's a lot of people that come on, just make a comment challenging me, and it's their only comment. And so there's a lot of people that come and do that to try to make me look bad. Now, the next thing I want to get into, the only comments that I remove, if I remove a comment, I'm going to tell you, okay? Unless it's just outright ignorant or you're cursing and all that stuff. A lot of people have said, why do you keep deleting my comments? I'm not. right? Some of you I've known for a while and your comments are disappearing and you're telling me, okay? When you type in YouTube comments disappearing, right? So this is a big issue, and it's even actually happened to me. I have made comments on videos and then only to go back and it's gone. Whether or not if the person deleted it or not, I don't know, but it's happened to me a lot. So I want to go over the comments and just kind of show you guys what I'm dealing with, right? So I just made this video public a little bit ago, and here we got this WhatsApp thing. I do not do WhatsApp, do not respond to these. This is insane. I have to deal with this. There was one day, it took me 3 hours because they just kept coming and coming and coming. I'm talking about the spam, right? Where they tell you this, what's up app or whatever, okay? Or Telegram, contact me on Telegram. I'm not going to do that. And they use my picture. So those, I have to go through and get rid of these because they just are just constant. And it's sometimes when I make a video, I literally sat here last week and for 3 hours, I was removing comments. So you can see right there what I deal with. Here's another one, right? That's sitting on there. This is where they try to get you to click on a PORN. All right. So you already know what that is. And I don't know how that actually got published, but it is. So I have to go through and report that. Right. Then we have the held for review section, right, folks? And this is where it gets kind of really crazy that I have seen on here that I don't understand why they were being held for review, right? And sometimes when I refresh, I'll go through it, I'll refresh it, and then there'll be new comments on there from like a month ago. So I think sometimes YouTube goes back and holds it for review. Okay, and just to kind of show you here, Johnny Boy, I can relate with you on this. They said this is likely spam. Now, from my research, if they are somebody who's making comments that Google or YouTube does not agree with, whether it's spiritually or politics, right? And you're constantly making comments on other people's pages, or if you are blasting other YouTubers, and they report you, or every other comment you make is going to end up being held for review because they think that you're not a good guy, right? So it just says here, I can relate with you on this. That's it. There's nothing on there at all whatsoever that would make you think that he has said anything wrong unless that person is doing things on other people's channels. Now with this, I have my own set of rules. If you post a link to a video, it's automatically going to be held for review. Automatically. And that's to keep people from posting PRN on here, okay? Because they do that. If it's a YouTube link, I usually check it out. And most of the time, about 99% of the time, I'm going to approve that video that's posted in the comment. So fighting spam is something that I have to do almost every single day. And since I just made this video public, I bet you I could go back an hour later and there'll be more spam on here. And they can literally, within minutes, put like 50 comments out there. Okay, so when it comes to me showing you guys these new platforms, right? I use Bittrex, KuCoin, Coinbase, and Kraken as my main platforms where I keep my coins on. I have my buy and sell limit orders on there, and I have my sell limit orders, and then I have other crypto on there that I keep on those exchanges. These are prophetic exchanges, and I make sure that I have all my security settings set up. Right now, when it comes to like Gemini, I shared with you guys, I believe I put it out there that, get out of Gemini for right now, right? Because there's some things that I don't know, but I only had buy limit orders on there and sell limit orders. In order for me to have a little bit of sell limit orders, like with Shiba Inu, I had to have I had to buy some Shiba Inu, not very much, but just a little bit, right? And it was just a precaution that I withdrew my funds. If we start to get a mini bull run, I will put just some sell limit orders and buy limit orders on there, and that's it. That goes the same with MEXC. I couldn't buy Bone on any other platform but MEXC. So that's how I got started on MEXC, and lo and behold, I find out that you can do buy limit orders on MEXC. You can also put 8 zeros into 1 for low buy limit orders for Shiba Inu. It's not meant for you to go and just put all your eggs on one basket, right? Spread it out, right? I know people talk about, get your crypto off an exchange, but folks, with this flash crash, flash spike, and all this stuff, if you do that, you're going to miss out. I understand if you're keeping a certain portion off of an exchange, but I'm just telling you, according to what we're seeing in the prophetic, what God is going to do, you got to have it on the exchange. And we've been praying, just like we've been praying for Coinbase and over the wealth transfer, that no more exchanges will fall, right? Because we can't keep having exchanges fall and then also partake in the wealth transfer with flash crashes and flash spikes and all that stuff. It wouldn't make any sense. So I just wanted to put that out there. And then also the Master Crypto Prophecy list, folks, this is not meant for you guys to go out and just start buying everything up right now. Okay, some of these things that you're going to be buying later on or just setting buy limit orders for, if you go back and you watch the last 2 or 3 months of videos that we've been talking about in the wealth transfer, you'll figure out which coins they are that you are going to be putting your money into, right? It's just like Shiba Inu, right? It's a swap coin, but we do have instructions about when we're supposed to get involved with that, but it's up to you if you want to get involved in that or not. And yes, if we do have a short bull run, Shiba Inu will go up, but trust me, if there's a flash crash, right, it's going to drop so low that you would be able to get in a whole lot cheaper. Maybe we have the opportunity to sell some and make some money, but there's going to be opportunities to get into it cheaper than what it is right now. I guarantee you that, right? And so you have to really know some of these coins and ones that I've talked about, all right? So I just wanted to, put that out there that you're not supposed to go and just, you can if you want to, all right? There's a lot here. I think there was like over 70 something. So one last thing that I do want to bring up is that at some point I will go through another name change. And it's not going to change very much, but when these first major prophecies come to pass, and prophecies do come to pass. I've shared with you guys prophecies that do come to pass on here. And when people realize that what's going on with the wealth transfer is the truth, that's when it's going to change, because we're going from a time period where TC, Twisted Christian, and we're going to take that and it's going to be a lot more serious, and I'll reveal it later on whenever that time comes, because most people don't realize why I call myself TC, and it's just for the simple fact that when I was growing up in the church after I first got saved, and I was operating prophetically as far as having dreams and visions, and I was seeing things as far as like Book of Revelation type of stuff. I've traveled to heaven. God has shared many things with me that I have never shared on this channel. And maybe one day I will. But when I would share these things with my pastor or pastors or leaders, they would look at me funny. And they would have this twisted look on their face. Right? And that's how most of the response that I would get. And that's one of the reasons why I call myself Twisted Christian, was because of the way that people looked at me. So I went to a pastor of mine that I used to be under, and I shared with him, I believe that I'm supposed to be a prophet. I believe that's what my calling is. And he turned around and told me he didn't believe in the prophetic. So I knew right then and there, of course, in the long term, things aren't going to work out. Maybe you can convince him otherwise, or God will show him otherwise. But he didn't believe it. When I have shared these things in the past, right, about prophecy and the prophetic and operating and having dreams and visions and stuff like that, people look at you funny and they look at you twisted. Mainstream Christianity does not like us. We're outcasts. So that's one of the reasons why I call myself Twisted Christian. That is the short version of the story, right? If you want to see the full video that I made on it, just type in Twisted Christian. The name of this channel will slightly change when things get more serious, right? Because we're going to a whole nother level. And we're all supposed to be in unison together. What we're supposed to do with Bitcoin, what we're supposed to do with Ethereum, what we're supposed to do with XRP, Shiba Inu. And we're all in unison, setting our sell and buy limit orders together. And we're all selling at the same points, right? And we're working together, right? That's going to benefit everybody. And most people don't see that. I'm not trying to keep the wealth transfer to myself or to a small group of people. It's for anybody who's going to want to listen. And that's what's important in trying to put all these pieces together. So I just wanted to share what was going on with the channel and some of the things that I'm going through, some of the things that I'm dealing with, and just if you guys follow this channel, you understand that, what we're trying to do here. And I don't try to put out video after video after video. You guys will never get caught up. You guys will never get it. I'm so far behind on my messages, folks. I try to keep up, but I am a one-man show here when it comes to this stuff. If I had somebody screening my messages and they could respond to certain things without me having to get involved, I would do that. But, I'm trying to catch up, and maybe I'll be able to take out a whole day here pretty soon just to go through all of my emails. There are so many, it's just ridiculous. But anyways, folks, that's all that I have to share today. I just wanted to share this information and get it out there so you guys know, if you follow me on this channel, you guys know why I do certain things. And also, too, not what to do. Because really, folks, I don't have a lot of time. I barely have enough time to do the things that I want to do because I'm constantly sitting in front of this computer. So, but I appreciate, again, all you guys' support. I thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.